Hi, my name is Linda Larson Schlitz. I'm from Wausau, Wisconsin, and I'm a master's level counselor, licensed social worker in the state. And I am here to invite you to come to a series of workshops that I'm going to be doing and that I'm hoping others will join me in presenting to their coworkers and colleagues throughout the nation. But we've got some coming up that are mandatory for counselors and social workers and other health professionals in Wisconsin. The ethics and boundaries in particular is one that I've helped set up here, and it's going to be a phenomenal training. It's going to be in January and February, and then we're going to start doing a series of all the new laws coming out after March 1st. But here's why you need to come to this one. I have Craig Olafsson, who is an attorney. He's on the Bar Association Board of Examiners, and he actually looks at all the training materials for attorneys to be sure that they are getting the right kind of training, kind of what the state board does for social workers and counselors. And why it's important, because if we don't have the training in by March 1st, you cannot practice. Did you know that? If you don't have your 30 credits in by March 1st, you can't practice anymore. Nor can you practice if you don't have the 4 hours of ethics and boundaries training in. This particular ethics and boundaries training is going to be really helpful because Craig is going to share with everybody the new laws that are out there on protecting privacy, on HIPAA, on what the Office of Civil Rights is going to be doing with their commitment to audit every single provider and every single business, targeting small businesses. Big problem if things aren't in order. But think about this. Just think about this for a second. Have you ever been into a doctor's office where you haven't had to go up and share all of that private confidential information that they can't share with anybody, but you've got to tell it to everybody in the whole waiting area? Or have you ever had a doctor come out after a surgical procedure into the waiting room while you're waiting for your loved one and then just start talking about how the procedure went in the waiting room? It's very commonplace. Have you ever been in a hospital or walking down a hall and you're listening to everybody share about that patient and what's going on with them? Or you've been sitting in your loved one's room or maybe your room listening to what's going on about the person again across the hall? Or have you ever been you're a counselor and you're doing your case notes thinking they're confidential and private, and the next thing you know, because of the laws and insurance, they're going up the chain and somebody is related to somebody? Maybe it's a cousin who's now having to review those very same case notes. Have you ever gotten a fax that doesn't belong to you, or an email? Or I read one where they're looking over someone's shoulder. They're taking a picture of somebody for a birthday party and they happen to have their screen open and confidential information. These are the things Craig is going to be talking about, and how to prevent the risks of breach of confidentiality. Sandra Grass is also a counselor, AODA mental health provider, who's been doing this for over 20 years, and she's great. She's going to be talking about the case noting and what a problem this has become with medical assistants now requiring this list of things. I don't know how. I'm so glad I got out of being a mental health counselor. I'm glad I'm doing training now. I'm not even practicing in the field right now. I'm just doing training. Yay. Because I appreciate everything you guys do out there, but it is a lot to be involved in. And now with new rules coming out, even in March, Sandy's going to share what the rules are right now and what's happening right now. But then she's also going to talk a little bit about what's to come. And then next year, after March 1st, we're going to do more workshops on those rules after those are implemented. But I'm telling you, folks, you need to be aware of these things. So does your agency.
to take a good long look at where we are, standing in this wilderness alone.